Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. And Dalton to throw. Finding Green complete.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Here's Dalton. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Bengals drive about to get going. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a 1st down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
They go play action here on 1st down. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Dalton, and he's going to go down again.
You know, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Airing one out into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Baltimore was the most run-heavy team in the league last year after Lamar Jackson took over as a starter. And you think about Mark Ingram, he goes from a situation where he was sharing time with Kamara in New Orleans. Now he figures to be the top guy in the Baltimore backfield, although I guess you could say he's kind of splitting time with his quarterback, Lamar Jackson. But a great veteran presence Mark Ingram is behind Jackson. Ingram now in his 9th NFL season. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now it's Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. Give him 8 on the play, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. He may try and run for this, but he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. This time, Jackson will throw it. Forced out to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson with his 16th touchdown of the year as the Ravens push further out in front. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. The Bengals drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
He may be playing free safety while wrapped up in a corner's body, but Earl Thomas is the best center fielder in the game. He cleans up everything back there as far as I'm concerned. I think he just has intelligence, understands things, and boy, is he tough. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 40.
First down, Bengals. Defense wins championships, baby.
Mixon with a first down carry. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go, defense. Out of time.
To throw here, Dalton. Got a man open. It's Ross. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Dalton. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. C.J. Uzomah, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern in the middle of the end zone.
And ordinarily, that's a tough spot to find because there's usually coverage to take away that portion of the field. But they found a gap, and they exploited it.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On 2nd down, Ingram. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Marquise Brown, the rookie, his intended target. And now it's 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. The linebacker, Preston Brown, brings him down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 22-yard line. first and 10. It's Jackson. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Geno Atkins in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Nick Boyle, his first touchdown on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken about the 12. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
At the 6 yards on that last play. Here's second and 4. So Dalton now. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Dalton. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now...
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, 77 yards. As the Ravens push further out in front. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. And that's complete. It's Green here. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Back in the first quarter, you said it, they need to avoid the big play, but he just got a big one right there.
You can't relax. You know, we talked about in the first quarter, but as the game progresses, still opportunities, and he took advantage of one there.
A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Dalton, and he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Throwing, Dalton. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4th.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And an alley to run. Oh, the big play's going to get even bigger. His penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on. So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Jackson from the shotgun. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Geno Atkins racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
So 1st down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They go play action now. Jackson. Flush to his right. He'll run it. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, well, he had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play. And maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
A little bit of space there for the 1st down run as that's going to get him about 5 yards. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Andy Dalton. He finds his running back, Mixon. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Play fake. Here's Dalton. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And into the red zone now. And, Charles, they told us offense in the red zone was a focus this week in practice.
A huge priority, and the key was to get points, so you know that all the time during the week they talked about.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross, as time expires in the first half, and the Bengals are able to cut into this lead.
Well, my education continues in this game, I've got to tell you, because there's not an analyst in the world that would have said pass up the field goal here, go for it, and expect for it to be successful, and it was. I mean, they're playing this one just like a video game.
Especially for the final play of the first half to have the guts to do that. But I guess, what do we say? The end will justify the means, right?
No doubt about it. For you and me, we live, we learn.
And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. The tackle made by L.J. Ford.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Jackson. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Flushed out right. He wants it all for the end zone. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Seth Roberts, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now a bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Once again, they run with Mixon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And Dalton to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Bengals drive about to get going. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
Deep in there, right? Yeah. Throwing on second down. Dalton going deep for Eifert. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. 36 yards on the play. Now, look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in the cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
On first down, Bernard. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play caller, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you got to go
under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Sacked there by Nick Perry, the outside linebacker.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. Jumpy on the right side of the line. Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there. They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Throwing on 2nd and 8, Dalton. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the return won't go anywhere. They'll be back deep in their own territory at the 2-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter defensively. They did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and say, guys,
let's go.
Come on.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they've met pretty much every... And he's got his big tight end, Eifert, and it's a Bengal touchdown. Tyler Eifert His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Bullock good on the extra point, and that will shave one more off this lead. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Eluding the pressure right. This will be caught by Brown. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 82 yards as the Ravens push further out in front.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Bengals drive about to get going. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Passing, it's Dalton. Green brings it in. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Andy Dalton now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Mixon with it. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Dalton. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They'll run on first down. Mixon, a pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Finding Green complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
Blue Dan, Blue Dan.
Here's a run with Mixon. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Another try for Mixon. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. And back at the 8 now. 3rd and goal.
You ain't doing 360.
Dalton now to pass. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Tyus Bowser in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll try to pass on 4th down. Dalton. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. They start the drive on the ground with Hill. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5 now. Jackson. Snead's got it. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Snead figures to be an important veteran presence for Lamar Jackson. 2 years ago, it was a disappointing 2017 for Snead. That was in New Orleans. But then had a bit of a bounce-back campaign a season ago in his first go-around with Baltimore. 62 catches, 650 yards. Did have surgery in the offseason on his left index finger, but back to full health and ready to go. And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Come to my world. Go. Come to my world. Go. Hey, here we go. What? Go. Here we go. Put it right. Watch the mic. Watch one.
He's got a 1st down past the 30. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. 36 yards on the play.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
We got three, fellas. We got 3.
Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Here we go. 56. Bullet. Pass. One's the mic. Watch one. Rip left. Check 52.
Again, they'll run with Ingram. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Geno Atkins, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Here's Sam Cook now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a fourth down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. 2nd and 9 now from the 21.
53 is mine. Come on.
49, check 49, check 49.
Again, it's Mixon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
I got one.
To throw here, Dalton. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. Watch out for Hill on the return. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to